new question marks over the veracity of Princess Lilibet's birth certificate, and it also raises serious concerns about whether Meghan Markle has been honest with the public about her daughter's birth.
I have spoken to doctors, nurses, many women who've given birth to children, and all of them say the same thing. Those photographs of Meghan and the way the baby bump performed are totally unexpected, and they're not aware of any baby, any pregnant woman who is genuinely pregnant having her bump perform the way Meghan's has performed.
Meghan Markle is back in the intense spotlight, and this time it's all about a single document. People are talking non-stop. Reports are swirling after Lady C stepped forward with some pretty explosive claims about Lilibet's birth certificate. And right now, the internet is in total meltdown mode. So, what exactly was revealed? And why is it causing such a massive global reaction? From royal watchers to casual fans, everyone has an opinion. The tension is impossible to ignore, as questions build and speculation spreads like wildfire.
All other royal babies in the line of succession have had their births signed off. Princess Eugenie, Princess Beatrice, Sarah York, Diana Wales, Catherine Wales, you name it. Everybody knows where the babies came from, at what time, with proof. The only two children that there is no proof for is Prince Archie Bunker and Princess Lily. You better hope that she's really entitled to what they claim she's entitled to.
Many are asking, what does this mean for Meghan and Prince Harry's carefully guarded private life? Is there more to the story than what we've heard so far? Or is this just another wave of controversy hitting the royal circle? The timing, the claims, the reactions, it's all raising eyebrows. People are watching very closely, waiting to see what happens next. This situation is getting more intense by the minute. Fresh details are popping up around Princess Lilibet's birth certificate, and people are looking much closer than before. What once seemed like a routine detail is now a full-blown talking point. Many are wondering, does everything shared with the public actually line up the way it should?
Even if you put the questions of whether Meghan actually bore these children to one side, Harry has now admitted on the record that he will not allow them ever to come to the United Kingdom. Well, some royal families would not allow young princes or princesses to be in the line of succession if they were not educated in the country of which one day they might serve.
The spotlight is firmly on Meghan Markle now. Some voices are raising concerns, asking if the full truth about her daughter's birth has actually been made clear. Now, here's where things really heat up. A royal-focused content creator, Paula M., has been digging into documents already in the public domain. She's pulling from official records shared by major outlets. The key focus? A specific identification number on the birth certificate. And it's not just random digits. It actually carries meaning, tied to location codes. According to public government info, those first three numbers indicate the state where the child was born. Suddenly, every single digit matters way more than expected. And this is where eyebrows really raise. The number connected to Lilibet reportedly starts with 105, which should point to a specific region. But here's the twist that's got everyone talking.
I want you to pay attention to this number right here. The 105-202, the 105-2021, 163-206. That number is incredibly important. This is directly from the government's website, guys. And this is reviewing a birth certificate, birth area code. Okay? And then it tells you what it is. It's the first three digits. You remember the 105 that you saw? Is the birth area code. It tells you in which state the child was born. We have seen that in Lilibet's birth certificate, it states that her number is 105. So surely that is California, right? It turns out that California is 104. And let's not forget that Archie is 6th in line to the throne and Lilibet is 7th in line to the throne, which is insane.
The official code for California is said to be 104, not 105. That mismatch is driving the conversation right now. People are questioning, how could such a detail be off if everything was handled correctly? When you factor in how significant royal lineage is, especially with Archie and Lilibet in the line of succession, the discussion gets even louder. It's harder to ignore. With all this building up, some wonder if it's just a clerical mix-up or something more complicated behind the scenes. The document is being picked apart, detail by detail. Critics point out multiple inconsistencies that just don't add up at first glance. Whether it's a simple admin slip or something deeper, one thing is clear. The conversation isn't slowing down. People are watching closely for what comes next. The talk takes a sharp turn, with new claims suggesting the child may not have been born in the state everyone believed. That alone sparks major curiosity. According to the ID number breakdown, Code 105 links to Colorado, not California. That switch is driving this wave of speculation. At the same time, Meghan and Harry have publicly stated their daughter was born at Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital, with a very specific timeline.
I don't believe that that's her voice, on the grounds that every photograph we've seen of the alleged children, their hair color changes, their height and body type changes, their face changes. So this is just, some random voice. All we saw was some little hand that seemed so small, it didn't seem like it belonged to a 3-year-old. So much was inconsistent about this that, I just think it's a kind of a turnoff. I'm not fond. It's not just making a mockery of the royal family. They're making a mockery of the United States Constitution.
Correct.
That prohibits the use of royal titles, especially in American politics. And Harry and Meghan, can't be ignorant to this fact. They've used the titles against congressional advisement on continuum, preceding public, even political speeches. So they simply can't do it. It creates a false sense of elevated status and reliance that the public have.
But now, critics are lining up details from that story, questioning how it all fits together. There's mention of a detailed narrative about the day, including a stop for food on the way to the hospital. Some see that as an unusual detail, given the situation. These small elements are back in the spotlight. Observers are trying to figure out if the story holds up under inspection. And it doesn't stop there. More attention is on the medical professional connected to the birth. Claims say her practice shut down shortly after, leaving patients needing alternatives. On top of that, discussion about her household ties to advanced fertility expertise. It adds another layer of intrigue for those questioning the timeline. None of this is officially confirmed, but it adds fuel to the fire. What makes this stand out is the comparison to past royal births. Traditionally, every detail for children in the line of succession is clearly documented, verified, and signed off. Little room for confusion. From Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie to Princess Diana and Catherine, Princess of Wales, the public record was always clear. That transparency is now a benchmark. People ask, why does this feel different? It leads to one central point. If there are discrepancies, even small ones, many believe they should be addressed openly. With Lilibet and Archie in the line of succession, the expectation for clear info is higher. Whether these are misunderstandings or need deeper explanation, the demand for clarity is getting louder. The attention isn't fading. Now, the discussion hits its most intense point. Some claim there's a lack of publicly verified docs, compared to what's expected for royal kids. That raises eyebrows, especially when you consider how carefully details are usually recorded.
But so what we got was Lily's voice. And there's been a lot of people, including Angela, raising questions about this very odd-sounding voice. Now, when I was watching the Jamie Kern-Lima interview, was struck by Meghan's use of a word. Watch this.
I love when things look beautiful, And even when you don't have a lot, you're able to make things look
beautiful. You know, she's always talking about beautiful in a particular way. And guess who else on Sunday was saying beautiful?
But
what do we think, Lily?
I think it's beautiful.
For many watching, the focus isn't just curiosity. It's about whether everything around these births was presented with the same clarity as before. The stakes feel higher, looking at the bigger picture. These aren't just private family matters. There's a constitutional element tied to the line of succession affecting multiple Commonwealth countries. From the UK to Canada, Australia, and beyond, people feel a genuine interest in knowing every detail is accurate and verified. For some, it's about transparency and consistency, especially for something as significant as royal lineage. What's fueling the debate is the idea that there are only a couple of explanations, both creating serious talk. On one side, the belief that everything is legit, but communicated in a way that created confusion. On the other, critics question if key details were clear from the start, opening the door to doubt. Either way, the lack of straightforward clarity keeps this trending. Adding intensity, claims that medical experts have weighed in. They share general expectations on how birth details are recorded. While no single view gives answers, they add to a sense that something doesn't fully align. That doesn't mean anything improper happened, but it explains why people analyze every detail. At the heart, a major public debate on trust, transparency, and consistency. With so many moving parts and unanswered questions, this story isn't going away. Pressure for clear info is only getting stronger. Now, things feel even more intense. The focus shifts to visuals, widely circulated online. Critics point to past photos of Meghan during pregnancy, claiming her baby bump raised questions. They argue moments didn't look typical, adding another layer of speculation. But every pregnancy looks different. Visuals rarely tell the full story. That hasn't stopped people analyzing every frame. Then, the conversation pivots to something official. The royal family's own website. Right there, current positions in the line of succession. Prince Harry, followed by Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet.
Meghan Markle's daughter doesn't speak at all like a 3-year-old. Who owns the voice? It will show up much better if we hear several sentences, and then you hear Meghan in this interview saying, beautiful. I mean, what's going on?
Well, I think she's always wanted to show that the children are much cleverer than they are for their age. You know, they might be very clever, but there were all sorts of things that Archie, I think, is going fishing and catches fish, all sorts of strange things that they manage to do all by themselves because they're their children.
Seeing those names displayed formally is why this debate gains traction. Despite all the online talk, nothing changed in the official record. That contrast between public speculation and official recognition keeps this topic alive. There's talk about how senior royals feel behind the scenes. Suggestions King Charles knows the tension, but chooses not to escalate. The idea, there are enough challenges, opening another debate creates complications. But attention turns to the future. Prince William, mentioned as someone who might take a different approach. That possibility keeps people watching. Another point, connection to the UK. Discussion on whether kids in line of succession should spend time in the country they may represent. To understand culture and responsibilities. Some say it's a historical expectation, others say modern times call for flexibility. Either way, adds to the complex talk. At the core, a wider public discussion on handling succession today. Not based on rumors, but clear principles. With views colliding, tradition, modern expectations, public interest, no surprise it sparks reactions. As voices join, pressure for clarity builds. Now, another sharp turn. Moving beyond birth certificates to national identity. Potential fallout of opening this debate widely. Voices warn, if succession becomes a public argument, it could spiral. The concern, conversation may not stay on protocol. It could expand to the monarchy itself and its place in society. Growing argument, introducing this debate now, could trigger strong opinions. Critics suggest it invites politicians, commentators, activists, each with agendas. Focus shifts from succession rules to leadership and national structure. That possibility, why some say handle with caution. Another layer, the monarchy operates across nations, not just UK. Unlike systems where decisions are quick at the top, this needs coordination.
The hair color on these children keeps changing. There's one picture where this alleged Lilibet has sort of a sandy blonde hair from a distance. And then she's got bright, stark red curly hair. We don't know if, the Sussex squad and PR have photoshopped some of it. But the bottom line for me is that there is no consistent reference, no real point of reference for the faces of these alleged children. We have no idea what they look like, if they have Markle genetics, we don't know what they look like.
Any adjustment to succession isn't simple, requires coordination, agreement, consideration across governments. A process that slows things down, makes sudden moves unlikely. Because of this, a divide in opinion. One side calls for transparency. Clarity is essential. Other side feels pushing too hard, creates tension, unintended consequences. Balance between accountability and stability makes this hard to navigate. Public demonstrations surface, but don't reflect a unified stance. Gatherings opposing monarchy draw attention, but reactions vary. Observers question their influence. All this adds to the sense debate is loud, path forward unclear. Every move watched closely. Now, conversation shifts to public opinion. Not as dramatic as expected. Despite noise online, polling suggests royal family holds strong support in UK. The drop in popularity focused on Harry and Meghan, not the monarchy. That distinction matters. Institution stands firm. But a serious point adds tension. Concern about how fragile succession could be in a major crisis. Historically, seen is cautious on travel. Key members not in same place. Precautions designed to protect continuity. Attention on Queen Elizabeth warnings. She took this seriously. Encouraged strict separation, heirs not taking risks together. But observers claim practices not followed strictly today. Sparks concern for worst-case scenarios. Even if rare, possibility makes people pause. Debate intense ties to public perception of leadership. Some argue, unexpected change creates uncertainty. Others push back, little chance of extreme scenario. Focusing on it fuels speculation.
The voice, did you sense Markle at all in the voice?
No. I haven't sensed Markle at all from the beginning of this. And again, I think any family, when you're looking at genealogy and you're looking at photographs and you're thinking, oh, well, she's got his nose or her nose, and oh my God, there's grandpa's nose. We haven't seen any photographs to use as identifying point of references for family genetic traits. So we're left thinking, okay, are these stand-ins? Do they not want the real children seen? What's the deal? But we cannot say that these are Markle children.
Reminder, risks managed carefully in past. Standard practice, avoid heirs traveling together. Prevent single event impacting future. Traditions shaped by experience still influence views today. This highlights layers, not just docs or statements. Long-term stability, risk management, how monarchy prepares. Points circulate, adding intensity. Discussion shifts to personal decisions. Raising eyebrows. Moment involving Princess Diana. Insisted traveling with young William, despite Queen's hesitation. Concerns about key members traveling, but decision went ahead. Fast forward, commentators compare. William may share that confidence. Tension, ongoing conversation on risk. Aviation incidents rare, but happen. Recent examples highlight unpredictability. Reports point to technical issues, not human error. Experienced pilots can't control everything. Reality keeps topic alive, not just skill, unknown factors. Claims William advised caution, especially with close family in line. Observers believe warnings haven't changed behavior. Debate, tradition and caution taken seriously. Sensitive, blends choice with protocol. Circles back. Broader conversation on succession. Some argue, raises questions, opens door to controversial topics. Pulling in other figures. Once open, harder to control. Uncertainty makes people hesitant. But, unexpected turn. Personal claims. Well-connected journalist. Details in Harry's memoir not accident. Decision to include past substance use. Encourage for strategy. Potential future legal situations. Family matters. Important. Presented as claim, not fact. But court attention. Implications. Documented admissions. Referenced in legal contexts. Family responsibilities. Sparks debate. Motives. Timing. Impact. Layers
Meghan
stack
is
up.
commercializing her kids. She's pimping out her children. You're Prince Harry's biographer. We both know there's no way he's happy about it. No way. He talks about social media being like a death zone for children, yet here are his children all the time being put up on social media by Meghan.
She doesn't obviously care what Harry thinks because he doesn't want this. One of the main things in his life is not to have children that can be seen by people because he feels something could happen like happened, God forbid, to his mother.
Started with docs and timelines, now personal decisions, disclosures, consequences. Every angle adds complexity. Perspectives collide. Story people can't stop watching. Dramatic turn, controversial claims. Suggestion from well-placed source. Not confirmed, but treated as credible. Certain decisions in Harry's public life, influenced with long-term outcomes. Protecting interests, positioning, stirring reactions. Meghan described as strategic. Plans each move, considers outcomes. Nothing random, part of bigger picture. Strong characterizations, fuel heated talk. Speculation, if marriage faces challenges. Public narratives, documented details, shape future. Claims and opinions, not facts, but significant implications. Past remarks, brought back. Described as focused on outcomes, aware of opportunities. Revisited, connected to speculation. Point-raising eyebrows, reports on future projects. Publishing opportunities, early discussions, possible book on life events. No legal action, no denial, interpreted different ways. Conversation goes on. Intense. Speculation builds with unanswered questions. Claims, comments, insights, story has life of its own. Calculated strategy, or unproven theory, keeps people locked in. Spotlight shifts, media coverage. Packed with reactions. Major publication under fire, one-sided take on tensions. Criticism, analysis blames King Charles and William, sympathetic to Harry and Meghan. Imbalance sparks frustration. Narrative shaped deliberately. Language used. William described with outdated label. Critics say doesn't reflect role or workload. Responsibilities evolved. Portrayal disconnected. Charles framed. Leadership judged harshly unless family decisions made. Framing drives backlash. Discussion. Relationship between figures and media. Meghan contributed. Interviewed. Question if connection influences stories.
Meghan is gradually showing more and more of them, and I don't think she cares whether what he feels or what he doesn't feel. The other thing, of course, is to not do what she's doing, which is advertising herself, because he thinks it's very, very bad for everyone, but she wants to do it for herself, and never mind the children. When Harry was asked about what he feels now about children with social media, he said, "Oh, mine are too young to do anything about that yet," which was just passing the question. He's very good at divert people from saying, "Oh, well, that jam or that crepe was absolutely disgusting." No, she doesn't want that. There's that little boy. "Did you see that lovely hairstyle? Oh, she looks so sweet from the back. And isn't Archie growing?" You can do all that actually and try and get away with it. And it's a shocking way to do that. It's a shocking way to use your children to help you get on like that.